Hello, welcome to the 38th episode, season 3. I'm well into it now. I made an episode there yesterday. I hope you enjoyed it. I just thought I'd make an episode there. I'm on the cam here today. I've quite a bit of news to get through there. I just thought I'd do a bit of Bray People news on the show. Irish news, Irish Times news, RTE news. There's quite a lot of bit to get through in my I was just looking at my stats there. My things have gone up a bit. I was getting a bit of help there. A bit of someone was helping me behind the scenes promotional thing, and it's gone up a bit. My things a bit. So I would just like to thank everyone anyway for listening to me. I've got a good few listenerships now. In America, I'd like to thank everyone in America. France, Belgium, all over the place. Thanks anyway for listening to my podcast and keeping it up. So I just try to get back anyway about it. And the first bit of news I get through now is just says about a bit of about RTE. Uh, GRV vote of no confidence, a bit of blow, according to Harris. There's trouble on the scene there with the Garda. Garda Commissioner Drew has said he is very disappointed with the Garda vote of no confidence in his leadership, describing it as a kick in the teeth. That was on the news early on there. I'm not going to get much into that because it was on the news. And then there was more in the RTE. That was on for 4 hours today, seemingly. The debacle in RTE. Kevin Backhurst said he is sickened about a 10% pay rise given to RTE accepted in 2022. He did not understand why the raise was conveyed. Mr. Baker who was being Director General of RTE Institute, made the comments while appearing before the Oireachtas. When asked about the potential sale of RTE site in Donnybrook, he said that all options are on the table: full sale, partial sale, and doing nothing. So he was given a tough grilling there. And he was asked about Mr. Tubridy's salary there. I'm not sure actually about that, what's going to happen. I don't think it'd be paid back now, as far as I know. I don't think it'd be paid back at all. So that's my own view. So an Irish patient was treated after Bordeaux bottlenose outbreak. Now I don't know what that's about. It's food poisoning, I think. An Irish patient is receiving treatment after a suspected outbreak which has left one woman dead. The woman in one of 12, mostly tourists, who became ill after eating sardines. I saw that on the news actually from a sardines thing, and it's terrible when you come to think that something could happen. That was actually it was given on the news there, the RT news there, which is terrible. And then Lowry's big tournament experience crucial, according to the guy that's over the Ryder Cup. He said it's crucial to the development of the team and how they play. And Liberians search for families after catastrophic flood. It shows you pictures of it there. Rescue teams, Turkey taking part in search and rescue operation. Residents of the Liberian city of Darna desperately searching for missing relatives, and rescue workers appealed for more body bags after flood that killed thousands of people and swept many out to sea. I'm just looking at Marty Morrissey there. He's on the news there. Just something about the GEA there, and there's more about the Rugby World Cup. It's just giving you details there. Mr. Stack there is doing his usual sports thing, his sport updates on the thing. So I just thought I'd mention that anyway. And then the sports thing, more about the sports. Els, we know how to deal with pressure a lot better. That's an interview to give Keith Earls. He's capable of special things as the World Cup ramps up another notch. Michael Gannon wrote this in tours, and Andy Falside ranked one of the world's and reigning six champions, bet Romania at a canter. So the Tonga is up next, and the group makes good readings there for Ireland. Ireland with 5 points, South Africa down with down four. Tonga no, Scotland none, and Romania no. So these matches are very important, and I just hope they do the business there the next day. And then there's a bit about Bernard Dunn settles employment dispute with Bernard Dunn. IABA, the Irish Boxing, has settled a dispute with its former high performance director. The deal was reached after a last minute talks at the workplace commission headquarters, where a public into assassination complaint by the former champions Superband was set to open this afternoon. So that was all fixed up. He's a good manager actually to let go. I was surprised. So now I'm just going to get into things with the Bray People news. I have it in front of me today's date. So it just says shock and fear as bus corridor CPOs hit home. That was the deadline is in October for submissions on board plan for the Bray to City Centre core bus corridor scheme. Councillors at the September meeting at Bray District decided against a collective response, opting instead to wait until more information was gathered into what one councillor said knew was coming down the line for a long time. This was the first opportunity for councillors to debate the issue, and opinions were polarised, with many outraged for businesses. Councillor Eric Dial called for calm, saying, "We're talking about removing parking spaces, not homes." So there's more going on about that. Business hit more about it then on the page further in. Council debate potential impact of new bus corridor to Dublin as submission date approaches. Things being taken in places, homes and all. It's terrible when you look at it. And I see a new look for Bray People, a new the way it's designed. It makes good for reading there. And dog rescued from Cliff Walk. I see Amber is returned to its owner. The Greystone Coast Guard unit was called out to rescue a dog which was falling off the Bray to Greystone's Cliff Walk on Monday morning, September the 11th. So that was the thing then on that. And then further in, it says boost to holiday makers as early bus to return. Wicklow's Minister Simon has announced that he is working closely with the National Transport on a new proposal for an hourly air coach service from Greystones. It has seemingly lost the service, so that was good going there to get it back. Purple House founder set for local signing of latest book. A new chapter of Veronica O'Leary with Claire Bourne actually on the paper. It's hit shelves in Bray Books in Bray at 3 o'clock on Saturday, September the 16th. So that's coming up there. And then new app is set to help disabled drivers park. The pilot in a road disabled parking bay census for a 12-month period has been agreed by Bray District. The in-road sensors detect if the parking bay is occupied, and users are able to see where disabled parking bays are occupied, which are free. The users can go to Google Maps or similar mapping. That was on the radio actually about that this morning. It was on East Coast Radio, so it makes good reading, and it just shows you the Aoife Kennedy there launch new disabled spaces in Bray in July. And then Wicklow Pair aim to Scotland. A swim teacher and photo student conquered the North Channel. Connor Nolan on her way to Scotland last Saturday. So raising money there, and that's good. That's a good charity anyway. Greystone Coast Guard Science Wicklow Jennifer Whitman was welcomed to progress on the new site for the Coast Guard headquarters in Greystone Harbour. So that's more news then. And public urged to have their say on property tax. The time is now right to consider whether burden on people should be reduced. This is hard to understand, particularly when Wicklow residents pay so much on local property taxes. There is a clear funding gap here that needs to be resolved immediately, according to the paper. And Councillor Joe Bean has urged members of the public to make their voices heard as Wicklow County Councils to meet to discuss the basic rate of property tax for 2024. And then more about the tyres thing. 60 tyres illegally dumped overnight along Wicklow town. That was on the news there as well. It was on East Coast Radio. I think Adrian Kennedy was talking about it on the radio. the Waste Management section of Wicklow County Council are investigating the dumping of 60 tyres in Arklow. The tyres were dumped on both sides of roads in Cullenmore and Kilmartin areas of Ashmouth, sometimes between late Saturday, September 2nd, and early Sunday, September 3rd. So it's terrible when you come to think that dumping is being allowed and it's going on. Shame on the people that do it. That's what I say, and that's what Adrian Kennedy said as well. Shame on them people. It's not nice. And Ken McMahon, woman, given drugs by Bifan, died from brain bleed. Inquest said from a man who gave alibi, A.B. Smith drugs. So that's another case. And Glen Buck outside the coroner's court. And then M11 upgrade plan set to cost 2.5 million to progress. A delegation of councillors from Wicklow County Council met with officials from Transport Infrastructure in Ireland last week to discuss the shelved N11 junction improved screen and ongoing issues. Councillor Aoife Clenny of Wicklow County Council was present for the meeting. The T11 agreed to be released a number of statements, one of which Councillor Kennedy read aloud in the council chamber, stating confirmed the Junction 4 to Junction 40 scheme was not included in the Section 24. It's all confusing there. And awards to honour Bray's very best. Bray's and District Chamber has just launched the endeavour for 2023. There's a big awards there. Other winners last year included Oliver Martin, Special Recognition, Bone and Bray. I saw that as well. A great barber there in Bray. Former, and that's coming up then soon. The next winners there. And then Wicklow County Council solves the mystery behind Bray's Stonehenge. The new boundaries have been installed at Ballywalton Playground in Bray. So that's then on that. And John Beatty Woon's firefighter strike was left a legacy of dissatisfaction. Wicklow, he's pictured there on the thing. And then Taoiseach joins Harris and visited Greystones and Favourite Cafe. He was out and about there, visiting a coffee shop. I was saying he wouldn't want to go to Northern Ireland anyway. He's saying United Ireland. He's not even allowed to say it. Seems very unfair to me. Why can't I? I'd say there's going to be United Ireland. So what? But I don't care. I'll just say it anyway. United Ireland. It's going to happen, but maybe not in 35 years. Maybe the way it is at the. That's all I can say. So it is going to happen, though. Yeah, definitely. So, resident Lily loved to go racing, play cards, and sing at social events. The late Lily Amelia's first anniversary may take place in the Church of the Most Holy Rosary, Ashford, on Saturday, September 16th. She is reuniting now with her parents and siblings, while many friends and neighbours would love her husband Dick and her beloved grandson Jack. So that's a thing, an obituary that's in this paper here today. For Lily Amelia, so thing 6 children were wedded in the family. Lily immersed herself in the school and community in Ashford. Ashford is a lovely place. I was just in it there. It's a lovely. There's a nice coffee shop in it. Nice scones. You can get nice scones and all in it. So if you're looking there, you should go call in and see it anyway. So, and that's this pictures then, as I was saying there, I'll show you on the thing there. Scottish winds watched by blessing crowds. About the sheep farmers there. More then about that. And Christchurch celebrates its 160 years of being a commanding presence in Bray. And it's a good few years there now. So, and then Britton Brothers set to flood London. I see Britton Brothers, Matt and Greg Britton. Matt and Greg Britton opened their first specialist flooring shop in Bray in 1997 and are now about to go international. So that's good news there. Britton's Factor File, Matt's 49 and Greg is 45. St. Killian's Community School. So before the plant, we did not feel in control of our finish. Now we do. We're gaining huge market share overnight. The business model over Map Britain's first 15 years up until the recession was neat. We almost 30, 40, 50 stores spread across every high street. We want clients to want to travel to a Map Britain store because they know the quality is there. So that's a good news story. When you had to go top designers in Ireland and London shipping in your product, that has to give you confidence. And it just shows you the shop there in Kilcool. So that's good news. I'd like to congratulate them there on that. So they are number one and can go all the way. These are people at the airport. So that's then on that news. And then there's Anne Wright. She wrote a book, The Wren. Anne Wright's latest title looks at magnificent mothers and feckless fathers through the eyes of young adults. Now, I'm not sure the storyline, but there's a lot of books there out in the shop there in Dubray. I was just looking at them the other day. A lot of titles, full of them, and then there's a thing there: training to cover suicide alertness, the side effects, and what you should do there if you think someone there. And Torres Nua Wicklow carries out charity collection for Pieta House. More people there doing great work there, and then there's a story TV presenter Charlie Bowman on his Wicklow's childhood, Wushcrass and secret movie role. So just give you an interview there of the man, and then that's I'm just skipping over this a bit. And then there's the usual last article. David Macliffe spent a happy and instructive hour of Albert Walk in Bray. Here he met edible Bray members, uh, Alida Mask and Anne Marie Walsh, who plied him with marigold petals and herb Robert Layers. It just shows you lovely pictures there. The Elible Bray Friday team at Albert Walks Bray, Anderbrow, Anne Marie Walsh, Sean Carroll, Lady Max, and Neve Barrett. It shows you them there. I don't like garden plants like wild and edible plants. With climate change, we are going to have to grow our own food more than. So at least they're trying to do something good there. Congratulations on that. And then Signal's Art Show, it just shows you an exhibition there that's on in Bray there, an art display. It's on in Signal Art Show, and that's the latest thing on that. And then inside farming, petition to expand Wicklow National Park. Shows you Danny Alvery there. Just there, they're trying to. I saw that petition. I think I may have signed it actually. And Bolton Glass and Blessington. It just shows you the readings there, the different prices. Local schools invited to take part in tree and hedge grow planting competition, I see. And 67.5 acre Wicklow property fetches 630,000 at auction. So that's a good price there, isn't it? And then Wicklow car dealer is driving force between Leinster Rugby. That's the Nissan cars, one of Bray's most established car dealer. Wiltshire is proud to be part of the sponsorship deal in the vehicle supplier Leinster Rugby. And Wicklow retailer slashes carbon emissions by 34%. So that's the latest then on that. And then there's a bit about RTE Sex Education Show offers scary insights into porn culture. That's Richard Sadler's talk about sex. It's on RTE2 there. It was on actually after the match there the last day. I don't know, was that wise really? They done that and he was on the show. I don't know. I thought it was weird. So that's then on that. And then I see where Edward is cooking this week in chili crusted salmon, potato salad with courgette and cream fresh. So that's a good recipe there. If people want to check it out. And then there's a thing about dogs here. It's new law totally bans dogs with cropped ears. A new law against animal cruelty came into force in Ireland on September the 1st, and it's been welcomed by vets. The ear cropping of dogs has tightened the existing laws on the ownership of dogs. They have had their ears cropped, and it's new illegal to own dogs like this boxer with cropped ears. So that's the latest then, and Pete Wedderburn writes about it. And then there's a bit about a red admiral butterfly using its long tongue to suck up the street sugary juice of rotten windfall apples, season of mists and mellow fruitness. So there's an article then on that as our Jim Hawley's National Trail. And then the film then that's on Saturday, The Hurt Lock. I saw that was amazing in 2008. It was Catherine Bigelow's thriller. If people want to check that out, it's on there. And then Dirty Dancing, that's on Sunday, 1987, Channel 5. And then on Monday, Dark Waters, BBC Two. And Mark Ruffalo's in that, so if you want to check that. And Education, 2009, that's on as well. Carrie Mulligan's, and that's another film there. That's on BBC Two on Monday. And then this week in 2003, Where's the Love? Black Eyed Peas, they were number one. Second was Hey Whatever, Westlife. So they were in the charts then on this day. So the paper is changed around a bit. And then there's an article then, we are stopping city life for country bliss. Tamara Fitzgerald meets the couple that sold their Bray home to buy a 26-acre farm with a derelict farmhouse. Now they are selling their goat's milk, pork, and eggs in their own shop. Good on them. So that's a good news story then, and it's Tamara Fitzpatrick meets the couple. So as I was saying there, I shows you a picture of it there inside, and I showed you the shop as well. Aoife Kelly at her shop in Monaghan Town. So that's a good news story then, really, isn't it? And then Liam Kelly Vinicius Run at Avondale Park. And then Pluck's farewell draw closer. Sadly, on September the 24th, Caroline and Shane McNair will close their down doors for the last time. So it's a sad story there. And I like going into Pluck's there, getting my meal. So that's on the Kilmechanic Diary and the GA News. More the Ladies' Cup final victory, I see. And that's then on that news. And then around the district, there's just different news there. And then the job section. I'm nearly the end now. I'm at the end nearly of the paper. It's a good read there today on the up-to-date Bray People. Merck's Magic and Dream Car. He writes about the Benz Coupe for the first time, and it's offers an exceptional interactive entertainment experience with third-party apps and a new level of personalization. The new coupe sets standards in its efficient all-engines and mild hybrids with an integrated starter generator and a 40-volt electric system. So it looks a lovely car. And Ford reveals Nugget camper. It's just more about the camper there, and then that's on that. And then I'm near the sports section. Then there's quite a lot about sport here. Max grabs second as career takes off. Max Hart from Portugal celebrates his first win last weekend in a custom racing junior driving program after a promised start to the life in TCR. And Daniel Williams kicks off in style American football for the first time. An Irish-born player that played the national game, Enniskerry native Daniel Williams was trusted by punt the ball lifetimes. And then I just rushed through then Bray Wonders then. Arklow Town nil, Arklow United 3, and then that was that match. And then Bray Wonders were badly beaten, solid by Bray, but Galway take points. Seagulls now have a mountain to climb to get on that spot. Football is a cruel game, and this was a cruel game of football, so I was just looking at that myself. 5-star, and then Gaelic then about something about the ladies team there, and I just go straight through to the senior grade, which there's a lot about hurling in it and different things like that. So Fitzgerald's junior football and all, and Darcy round intermediate, just a bit about that as well. So I just go to the straight through to the senior matches. the higher senior football championship. The first match then was on Toco 110, Avondale 1-5, but that match was updated. It was played yesterday, and Roundwood won. They won well. They won. They scored over 3 goals, so the table has changed in that. And then Kiltegan chose Hugh Chunga. Kiltegan won 2-12. Blessington won 13, and Shawnee Furlong was on the score sheet with 4 points. They were all helped out. Rory Finn won 2. And then for Blessington, Mikey O'Connor won 4. Kevin Quinn 2 points. So that was a good surprise that Blessington were beaten. Blessington now, and according to the table here, this is the way the table reads. There's one more match left. AGB have 8. Kiltegan have 5. Blessington have 4. Bray have 2. Avondale have 2. And Antoka have 1. But I think that may be on 3 now. So because they won. So them matches. There's one more match left. So it'd be interesting to see who get the fourth spot there. And then unbeatable AGBM flying through to the senior football quarter final. As I was saying, they're in the quarter final anyway at the moment. But I'm not sure about Bray now. And then in the other table, Tinnahealy through to quarterfinals, a cracking victory over Baltinglass. It was a good display as well, and Tinnahealy were well beat. Matthew Ging, he scored 1-4. Jason Cush a point. Noel Milan 2 points. And then for Baltinglass, Tommy Kyo 4 points. John McGrath a point. Dan Kelly 2 points. So they were well beaten there by 2 goals, and Tinnahealy are flying it. And then St. Patrick's won 11. Rathnoon 9 points. So that was the match I was at myself. St. Pat's won well, and Bushy McConville was in the stand. He was looking at it, checking the matches. And then Era Oak 216, Dunlavin 12 points. So there's quite a good bit of entertainment. But that's then the matches there. And then the group won that match. That group is Tinnahealy down 7, St. Patrick's 5, Rathnew on third spot with 5, Era Oak 4 with 4 on the 4. Baltinglass are in trouble with 3, and Dunlavin 0. So Rathnew and Baltinglass has to play as well in round 5. Tinnahealy and Era Oak, St. Patrick's and Dunlavin. So it's interesting reading the last game. It's like an All Ireland Championship decider, as I was saying. An epic weekend of football, it just says about it there. It generally doesn't get much better than this. It's all on the last game. Whoever came up with that system, it seems to be working this year. It's a great system there for Wicklow football. So that's all I can say on the matter. And when you see Oshie McConville in the stand checking out the talent and who he's going to pick, it'd be tough going. But I'd pick Matthew Ging, I'm saying. A couple of Tinnahealy players if I was given a choice. There's own Darcy as well, and Tommy Kelly. So there's a few options there. I'm not sure about the free taking now, but that's the Wicklow GA section over. That's the Bray People on its new look. It's a good paper actually, and I think you should. It's good going anyway. So this podcast is it's the longest yet. 28 minutes. So I was just going to give you the Sky News there, a bit about Sky News before I go. 3 adults sought by police after serious sheriff's death flying back to UK from Pakistan. And then more about war strikes raised by crime attack. Putin office Kim limo ride. Pair body language analyse war ethics. I was just going to finish my thing there on the world news. More about Mr. Putin there. At least 30,000 displaced. Before and after pictures show devastation of Libya. North Korea supports Russia's sacred flights against the West, Kim tells Putin. So it's terrible when you come to think of what the Republican Party are doing to Biden. They're trying to get rid of him. They're trying to do the same thing. Whereas they're not getting rid of their own man, are they? who has more endorsement than anything. He's as corrupt as hell, and he's getting away with it. He has Rudy Giuliani, and he's in another corrupt as well. And as I was saying, lock them up, put handcuffs on, don't let them out ever. These are corrupt people, and corrupt to the core. And I was just looking at the website on Facebook. You can't say anything against them either, so they really turn on you. It's like Ku Klux Klan at its highest. And this man gets up and does rallies every night, and he says he's done nothing wrong. Oh my God, I don't know I don't know what to make out of this. He has done more charges there than anyone, and people have to look through that. So that's the way I end my podcast. And he has Putin. Putin as well is on his side. Putin wants him to be the next president. And when you see that, that is wrong. And no one is calling it out. No one in America seems to be calling it out much either. So I don't know. I don't know what to make out of the system. And it's the same in this country. When someone says United Ireland, they turn on them. William MacDonald, in a way, is right. Sure, there is going to be United Ireland, but I don't know when. Protestants down there, the DUP, all them parties, they never want anything. They don't. They won't go into government. Stormont is still held up. I wonder what Patrick Keelty thinks about it as well. Maybe he'll have a show about debate the issues at its highest, and that's what has to happen. So thanks for listening to my podcast today. I have many different opinions, and I'll give them out, and I won't hold back. So thanks for listening, and goodbye for now. And thanks for listening.